continuing the process of growing and actively refining yourself, it may be good to just sit down and reflect. Are you a creative person? Some of us are very creative. Some of us are not all that creative. And there are, within creative people, creative types of people, there are a wide range of the way that they do things. Are you one who is a perfectionist, who hones your creative skills? Or are you one who flows with the creation, thought of the moment? Totally different styles. However, they both are extremely effective. I call the flowing type the artist, and the one who is more actively honing their creative skill, the performer. So they're very, very different, yet they're both extremely creative. Or do you see yourself as one who has great attention to detail? Some of us are extremely good with those details, pulling things together, seeing clues in different areas. Others of us don't want to hear about those clues and all those details. So I call the one who is very much detail-oriented the detective. They're able to really work with those details and pull together. They can see the logical order of things. For many years, I thought I was a detective because I was a math teacher. However, I found that that's really not my strength. It was my training. My father was a CPA, so I had that training of doing things exactly in the right order, and that's not really my greatest strength. So as you're looking at yourself to refine and even possibly redefine yourself, it is important for you to pay attention to, is this the way I've always done things, or is this who I really am? You may choose to use some more oils in that process. I'm going to use the new blend Freedom to set me free from those constraints of the past and allow me to be open to whatever is coming in now. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Is this kind of a scary thing, a frightening thing, or is this an exciting opportunity to take another step forward and to truly understand your greatest strengths of all? So, moving along, do you see yourself as a nurturer? One who really, really loves to help others. There are different ways of doing this. I call these the teacher. The teacher is one who is a communicator and truly choosing to assist others, to support them on their journey through communicating with them. Now, that's an important skill for every one of us. Teachers are not, to understand, because we all are interacting with others at all times in this lifetime. So would you agree? So it's very important for us to understand how we are interacting, how we are communicating with others as we go along. I mentioned earlier about the choice of words, because our choice of words, even if we have in our hearts that we're saying one thing, may be taken totally differently by another. So as we understand the energy behind the words that we are using, this can be very helpful in our ability to communicate with others. Now, when I'm talking with someone who is very detailed oriented, I may use different languaging. I may use different approach from someone who is very creative, the artist. The artist may not be interested in all of those details, whereas the detective wants to understand every single one and put them all in the right order and in the right place. You understand what I'm saying? So as we are communicating with others, it's very important to pay attention to how they're responding. Now, what is the best way when we are interacting with others to communicate? I find that it's by asking questions, okay? Now, when you ask questions, okay, we all have this. I get to talk while I'm on camera here. I'm the only one who has the opportunity to talk. So I get to just talk and talk. I do ask some questions, but I don't have the benefit of listening to your answers. So my questions are actually here more rhetorical. They're just to get you to think. However, when we're communicating with others, it is extremely important for us to ask questions and then close our mouths and wait for the answer to come. That can be the most difficult thing for most of us because it can be a very uncomfortable silence in there while we're waiting for someone else to answer. The reason that they don't speak up right away may be very, very different. They may be just don't want to tell us the answer. They may not know, they may not have thought about the answer to the question that we ask. Or they may think that we don't really choose to hear that answer. So sometimes it takes more than one question. Usually it's 3 or 4 before someone actually gets down to telling you what's really on their mind. And now, I tend to be a very active person who likes to move around a lot. So when I ask a question, it makes me happy when someone answers right away. And if they answer quickly, I'm very focused. But not everyone answers in the same way because we process things differently. And they may take longer to tell us something. And I often sit here forgetting what they've said at the beginning. It requires 100% of my focus to sit when I think I understand what they're saying, and they continue talking. Because I probably would have been diagnosed ADHD if that had been around when I was in school. So, my mind might be off on other things. However, the most important thing you can do when communicating, when interacting with another, is to give them your complete attention. That is one of the things that Gary Young did so well, and I always marveled at how he could do that. He would be in a room with people, with hundreds of people standing in a queue, waiting to ask him questions. And he looked you straight in the eyes, and he would block out everything else because you were the most important person in his life at that particular moment. Isn't that an incredible gift to give to anyone, to give them your complete attention and focus? So looking to interact with others on that level is completely different from just asking an offhand question. So ask those questions and listen. Give them that benefit of your attention.